Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Voices of Wrestling Quiz Night. Where's the right tab? Turn it on. One sec. This is Voices of Wrestling's interactive wrestling quiz for wrestling nerds by a wrestling nerd who is bad at tech and is struggling to operate OBS. I think it's just because it's crashed at the moment, to be fair. Yeah, how has everybody been doing? As always, I will be keeping an eye both on the Twitch chat, but also the Discord chat, a link to which you can find in the description for this stream. There's a big Discord icon. Click it, you'll get invited to the Voices of Wrestling Discord, and then under the podcast section, there's a channel called VoW Quiz Night, where most of the conversation goes down. I have not yet said who I am. I'm Robin Reed, as always, and this week we are going to be doing a triple threat match, or a freeway match, if we want to avoid annoying Joe Lanza for referring to it as the WWE name. Okay, yes, so we're going to be doing a freeway match between a few weeks ago, quite a few weeks ago at this point. We had a big, midway through our tournament, we had a big Voices of Wrestling versus All-Star game, in which the Voices of Wrestling team of Andrew, Taylor, and Gerard won. One of the members of the All-Star team, which was Liam, where are we? There we go. Which was Liam and his soon-to-be crowned and title-adorned shoulder, was a member of the losing team. So I thought, well, we have ourselves a clear title match set up, but first we've got to decide which of the members of the winning team should get the shot. So today we're having a freeway match between the three victorious members of Team Voices of Wrestling to see who gets a shot against Liam. So if the three of you could, in the Discord, join Voices of Wrestling Quiz Night Hold voice channel, I will get you on the show. Where's my Discord gone? There it is. Okay. Hello, Andrew.
Hello, Robin.
There we go. And hello, Taylor.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello, Robin.
I can indeed hear you, Taylor. And
Beautiful.
I can also hear an echo of Andrew.
Hi, can you hear me? Uh-oh.
I can hear you, Taylor. I can.
Okay.
And we are just waiting for a Gerard, who... I'll just send him a message. Just to explain the rules, actually, I should probably wait till Gerard's actually here before I start explaining the rules. But how are you two doing?
I'm doing fine. Andrew, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay as well, Taylor. Thank you for asking.
Great.
I have to say, as the person most responsible for our victory, I'm very excited to not once again embarrass myself.
Look, you're on the winning team. You get a chance in the title match. You know,
It's all that matters. Just got to win.
Okay, Gerard is in. And hello, Gerard.
Hello?
There we go. All four of us in. Tremendous, tremendous. So to get straight into this, because I know Andrew has work at some point in the nearish future, the way this show is going to work is unlike some of the past shows we've done in the past. We've got several different rounds, but the points are just going to be cumulative. So they will carry across rounds, and whoever ends up out of the three of you with the most points at the end of the game will be the winner. If there is a tie, of course, I do have a tiebreaker. Yes, so the first round, let me just check the stream's actually working. Yes, it is. The first round is going to be a theme music round, which I wrote and then remembered that I had got Andrew on this, so it seems a little unfair, but hey, that's how it works. Oh, Andrew has accidentally left the call. I'll bring him back in.
Robin, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Gerard. Yes.
Okay, because it just says it's not detecting any mic, but it's okay now.
Oh, that's weird. Andrew, you're back. Hopefully.
Sorry, but that by mistake. I hit the whole button.
No worries, no worries.
Could you read the rules, please?
Yeah, so unlike in some of the past games we've done, it's going to be cumulative, so the points are going to carry across the different rounds. Whoever ends up with the most points at the end of the show will be the winner, and they will earn themselves a title shot against Liam at some point in the future. We've got 3 different rounds. We've got well, I'll explain the rounds as we get to them, but the first round is a theme music round, which, after I wrote it, I did realise seems a little bit unfair, given that, Andrew does do a podcast on wrestling themes, but, it's already written, and I was too lazy to rewrite one. So, the way this round is going to work is, I am going to read out some lyrics from a wrestling theme song, and I simply need one of you guys to buzz in and name which wrestler it comes from. But there's a few complications. First off, it won't be the start of the theme. It will be from somewhere in the middle. And as we know, everyone's pretty familiar with the big openings to wrestling theme songs. But by the time you get to the middle of the song, often it's a little more hazy. Secondly, I'll be reading them rather than singing them. And probably not in the right rhythm either. And then thirdly, it won't be the most famous theme song of the wrestler in question. It'll be one of their more obscure ones. Does that all make sense?
Yep.
Cool. As for buzzers, if you just shout out your name, and then I'll go to whoever says their name first. Once you've already guessed on one, if you get it wrong, then the other two, I'll read out a bit more of the theme lyrics, and then give the other people a try. You can't guess twice on one theme. Okay, let's pull up these lyrics. Okay, so here are some lyrics for a certain wrestler, which I will not say because that would be the answer. Why do we justify this wasted sacrifice when we're still crying so many tears, yet we still pay the price? The war is never over, it's only just begun. The sun won't dry away, what's left still lingers in the sins. Until the final soldier raises both his hands, until they try again to reap what lies beneath the lens. So, they soldier on. They won't be marching home. They, one by one, they all fall down. Well, there's a distinct lack of buzzing on that one, so I may have gone too obscure. Does anyone want to hazard a guess at all?
Andrew.
Go for it.
The Nexus.
That is unfortunately not the Nexus's obscure second theme. Anyone else want to throw a guess out, or should we move on to the next one?
Taylor, I might as well.
Mm-hmm.
Heidenreich.
That would be some beautiful stuff if it was Heidenreich, but unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. Nobody's got it in the chat either yet. I will add. Gerard, do you have a random guess you might want to throw out?
I have no guess, so I'm just going to say the safe choice of Judas.
Unfortunately, it was not a wrestler called Judas.
Well, Chris Jericho, Judas.
That is not some like third verse of Judas, unfortunately. It's in fact Matt Hardy's ROH theme by Voodoo Johnson, who did several Ring of Honor themes. So 0 all around. We'll move on to a second song, which is slightly less obscure. Well, no, a lot less obscure. Getting the lyrics up. Okay, so I'll go away adverts. Metro Lyrics is opening up some Last FM for me. Okay, there we go. They tried so hard to follow, but no one can. Inside, you are all so hollow. You'll understand.
Andrew.
Go for it, Andrew.
Randy Orton, Burning My Light.
There we go. You're on the board. Shockingly, the person with the Wrestling Theme Music podcast takes an early lead. That was indeed Burning My Night, which was one of Randy Orton's earlier themes. Did have a guess of Maven for that one. But yes, a few correct guesses.
Same band, actually.
Ah, there we go. Lee got it correct, as well as Paul. Okay, next one up. 1-0 to Andrew. Lyrics gone for that one. Should have copied and pasted these lyrics rather than going to the site because I keep getting hit with adverts. Okay, so I've had enough. I'll make 'em see. They'll never take another drop of blood from me, and judge you all. One final bow. I'll be your end of days.
Andrew.
Go for it.
The Core.
I'm gonna need a specific wrestler.
Sorry, Wade Barrett. Sorry.
Yeah, I will give you that one. 2 points. That was his theme. Yeah, as he came back post Nexus into the Core, before he became Bad News Barrett. End of Days by Jim Johnston. Thought it was by band. It was just Jim Johnston. So 2-0. Okay. Next one up. There are 5 of these, so max he can get is 4 into the lead. Okay, so yeah, the devil ride a dinosaur. He paint the monster red, so the blood don't.
Andrew.
There's a
Edge.
pattern here. It is indeed Edge.
Edge.
Which was his Rob Zombie theme. Never Gonna Stop. And that's 3 points. Gerard Taylor, yeah, just to check, you're still there? You're just in awe of Andrews?
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's not my
admiring
it's
the
not my expertise.
Well,
if I lost this round, it would have been very painful for me.
Well, this is the last one. We'll be moving on to different rounds after this one. So this one, it's quite simple. It goes chokeslam, ha 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 ha. Chokeslam, ha 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 ha. Chokeslam, ha 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 ha. And then it kind of continues like that for a bit. And that's it. Any guesses?
Gerard.
Go for it.
The Big Show.
That is correct.
Oh, shit.
That was the Giants theme, briefly. He had an instrumental version of that for most of his run, but for a while they decided to add in the word chokeslam and a laugh for a bit while in WCW. That was towards the end of his Dungeon of Doom run, I think. Okay, and that brings that round to a close. So Andrew is in the lead with 3 points, followed by Gerard with 1 and Taylor with 0. Okay, moving on. The next round, this one is going to involve some audience participation. So I will be looking at both the Discord as well as the Twitch chat. And the way this one's going to work is I'm going to give a... how do I describe it? Like what's the word? Say, for example, I might give like a championship, and I will ask each person on the call to DM me, or send me a message in Slack or whatever's easiest. One champion from that kind of category, someone who's won that belt, for example, or won that tournament, or you'll pick it up. And as long as it's correct, you'll get a point, unless you match the answer of somebody else in the call or in the audience. So you have to kind of go obscure. I'll be taking the first 3 answers from the audience as kind of the audience's answers that they've put forward, as well as one of my... I'll have an answer as well that I've written ahead of time. So you've got to go obscure, but you've also got to think, if everyone else is going obscure, should I stay not obscure and dodge them that way? We'll see. Does that make sense? It wasn't explained in the best way, but have you guys got that?
I got it.
Could you just go over that quickly one more time? I think I get it, but not quite.
Okay, so for example, say I was to say WWE Champions, and then the 3 of you will all DM me in, let's say Slack, because that's probably easiest. DM me your answers, and you'll get a point if your answer is both correct and unique. If it matches an answer of either any of the other participants, or an answer I've pre-written, I've written one, or one of the answers from the audience, then you don't get a point. So you've got to be both unique and correct in your answer.
So if someone else says it, then you don't get a point.
Correct.
Neither of you get a point.
Neither of you, correct, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Okie dokie. And I can't remember if I said it, but I'll be taking the first 3 answers written in the Discord as kind of the audience's contribution. So the first one is I'm looking for titles that are currently in the WWE system. So not just the main roster, all the way down through all their different NXTs, etc., etc. And I'm not looking for the champions, actually. I'm looking for the names of the title belts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yep.
So if you could DM me them in whatever way possible, that'd be great. I'll open up Slack. 1, 2. Thank you, audience. We have our 3 answers from there. Andrew has submitted his. And Gerard and Taylor are typing. Okay, we have our 3 answers. So, first off, Andrew, can you reveal what your answer is to everyone?
WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
Well, that is obviously indeed a correct answer, but will it be a unique answer? Gerard, what was your answer? Was it the same?
No, it was the NXT UK Championship, which
Okay.
I think exists.
It does indeed exist. I think Volta currently has it, but I'm not 100% sure. And then, Taylor, you want to reveal what you went for?
I said the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship.
Fuck. God damn it.
So, yeah.
Andrew, I never thought you would mention a women's title.
I wanted to go with Swerve. Ah, damn it.
You've shot yourself in the foot there by not playing to type. So both Taylor and Andrew cannot get the point. The one I had written down was the NXT UK Tag Team Championship, so Gerard, you've escaped that one. So let's go to what the audience have gone with. Philip was the first to answer. He went with the NXT Cruiserweight Championship, so you escaped that one. Paul went with the US title. And then Adam went with one that was put up but it was the one put up by me. It was the NXT UK Tag Team Championship. So Gerard is getting the point from that round. So he moves to within 1 of Andrew. Okay, next up, sorry, not NXT. So I'm going to be looking for never open weight champions. So not the 6-man belts or the trios belts, but the singles never open weight champions since its inception. So yeah, you can DM me any of them, but you've got to try and avoid what your opponents would think of. Okay, we've got our 3 audience answers in. Gerard is straight in there with his answer. As is Andrew, and then Taylor is there as well. Okay, so we'll start with Taylor this time. Who did you go with?
I picked Will Ospreay.
Nice obscure one, quite a short reign, just till what he won it at Wrestle Kingdom from Kota and lost it to Jeff Cobb, was it?
Correct.
And not a never reign that jumps immediately to my mind, so it could be a good one. Gerard, who did you go with? Gerard?
Gerard?
Gerard has gone silent on us. But hello? Just to check, Taylor and Andrew, are you still there, or is it's not just
Here.
me dropping out?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, so that's good. So I think it's just Gerard. Unfortunately, has dropped out. He put up Michael Elgin as never champion. Did Elgin ever hold that belt?
Yep, for like a week or so.
Right. So obscure that I'd completely forgotten it. Nice pull. And then okay, so Gerard can hear us, but we can no longer hear him, which is unfortunate. Hopefully that'll fix itself in the near future. And then Andrew, you went with.
I went with the man who beat Will Ospreay, Jeff Cobb.
So the name I had down was Goto, so I've avoided all 3 of you. And then the audience went with Shibata, Tanaka, and Naito. So all 3 of you get a point.
Hey, how about that?
Woo!
Which is a nice way of saying none of you get a point in the relative sense, but it makes you all look smarter. So we'll add the points on.
Taylor's on the board, so there you
There
go.
we go.
I won't be blanked.
Andrew maintains his 1-point lead over Gerard. Okay, the next one, ROH Pure Champions. So their secondary belt through the mid 2000s until it was unified. Andrew's got his answer in. Taylor has his answer in. And Gerard now says he's offline. Oh no, back on. Okay, so Gerard went with John Walters, which I should actually have the correct answers up. I'm pretty sure that's correct. Andrew, who did you go for?
Samoa Joe.
Definitely a holder of that belt. John Walters indeed held the championship 2 before Samoa Joe. And then Taylor went with Chad Collier, who is unfortunately not a correct answer. Did compete in the division, but so obscure that it's not correct. So no point for you, unfortunately.
Doubted myself, but I thought I'd take a risk.
I went for Bryan Danielson, The very
Last
brief
champion.
reign, the final champion, unifying it with the world title. And let's see what the audience went with. They went with Doug Williams, which won the title after it being vacated by AJ Styles. Paul went with Nigel McGuinness. And then the final answer was Adam Joyce going with John Walters. So unfortunately, John Walters does not score a point, which Gerard gave. So just Andrew's getting the point on that round as he stretches his lead out.
All right, then.
5 to 3 to 1.
Hello? Can you
Aha! Gerard
me
is
now?
back.
Gotcha.
Gerard
There
is
we go.
back. Tremendous. Tremendous. Worked quite well that you fell out during a round where technically we didn't need to hear you. So the audio gods being cruel while kind. Okay, the next one up is King of the Mountain winners. So that's any TNA sanctioned King of the Mountain match. Any winner of that match is an eligible answer. Okay, Taylor's answer is in. Andrew's answer is in. And just waiting on Gerard now. The audience's answers are in. There we go. Okay. So we'll start off with Taylor, who went with what could be either a very smart or a very foolish answer. Who do you go for, Taylor?
I went with Jeff Jarrett, hoping it was so obvious that no one else would say it.
It could be a strong tactic. Andrew, who did you go for?
I went with Raven.
He won the second King of the Mountain match at Slammiversary 2005. And then Gerard, you went with?
I went with Raven.
You've wiped yourself out, and you've allowed Taylor a route back in if nobody else from the audience or myself didn't go the obvious route with Jeff Jarrett. Well, I didn't go that route. I went with the winner of the first X Division TNA King of the Mountain match, and that was Kazarian. So you're safe from me. The three answers given by the audience were, first up, Kurt Angle, so you were safe from that one. Then came Suicide, who won the second X Division King of the Mountain match. But unfortunately, Paul Volch has scuppered you, Taylor.
Oh.
Went with JEFFJARRETT.
Right at the end.
One away.
Unfortunate. No points all round there. Some of the other possible answers there: Samoa Joe, PJ Black, Bram, that famous wrestler, Eric Young, and I think that's about all of them. So there weren't a ton to choose from that didn't get covered. Okay, we move on to the final one for this round. And this one might be right in Taylor's wheelhouse. It's DDT Extreme Champions. Their secondary belt. I almost just said who it was introduced for, but that would give it away at least one of the answers, so I will not say that. Let me just pull up the list of reigns.
Okay, why not?
There are 28 possible champions for this one. And we have our three answers in. Okay, so I will throw out my answer first. I went with an answer that was not out of the question. It was actually an answer to this question. Nasawa Rongai.
Fuck.
That's unfortunate, Taylor. Right,
Not me.
that's unfortunate,
was Gerard.
Because that isn't also who you went for, Gerard.
Yes.
So I have well and truly cock blocked you there with Nasawa. Taylor, who did you go for?
I went with Shinya Aoki.
That is indeed a correct answer, and the current champion, I believe. I say I believe. I do actually have the Wikipedia up in front of me, so as long as it's been updated, that is correct. Andrew, who did you go for?
I went with Harashima.
The man, I believe, the title was kind of introduced for, although maybe I'm thinking of someone else. I don't remember now. Yes, Hiroshima, second longest combined reigns, 11 combined defenses. That is indeed a correct answer, but is it an answer that has been put out there by the audience? So, Philip has put out the answer of X. I do not know enough about DDT lore, but it's not coming up on the title list, so let's just ignore that one. Then Kenny Omega was listed. Unfortunately, I think that... Oh no, he did hold that belt, but not one of the answers given. And then finally, Paul went with Hiroshima. So that takes out Andrew. So Taylor, you have
Yes.
shut up. I'm being told that apparently Shiori Asashi went by X in DDT. I'll take your word for it. So that gives a point to Taylor. So the scores are now 5 to Andrew, 3 to Gerard, and 2 to Taylor as we move into the final round of the game. This one is a lot of points to play for, though, because it's a numbers game. The way it's going to work, I'm going to list a certain question. I'm going to give a question with a number answer. And then for each different question, there'll be a different order for you to answer in. If you get the answer correct on the dot, you'll earn 2 points. If you get it closest out of the three of you, you earn the 1 point. For the first order, we've got Andrew, followed by Gerard, followed by Taylor. Okay, so the first question is, as I pull it up, how many WrestleManias has Roman Reigns main evented? So we're going first to Andrew for that one.
Okay, let me see here. I'm going. I will say 4.
Well, that's bang on the dot. You've absolutely nailed it. 2 points straight to Andrew. No chance for reply. We go to 7 points. Very strong start to the round. 2 Brock main events, Triple H main event, and what was the other one?
Taker one.
Taker. Yes, I fell asleep during that one while being in
I
Florida.
don't blame you.
Alternative answers put forth by the chat were loads, too many, and all of them. Okay, so next up, Andrew's going first, Taylor second, Gerard third. How many 5-star Grand Prix tournaments have there been? Not including the current one.
Okay, 7.
I'm next.
Taylor is next for this one, yeah.
And Andrew said 7?
Yeah.
Great.
Wait,
Okay.
let me just check something. I may have screwed up. I'm not sure if I meant to count this one or not. No, sorry. Andrew, I'll allow you to go again. I said not including the 2021, but I meant to include the 2021. So, do you want to add one, basically?
Sure, 8. Not.
Okay, so I can say that that's not correct. Taylor, over to you.
Including this year, correct?
Including this year.
Um, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say 6.
Unfortunately, also not correct. Gerard, your chance to jump in.
9.
Unfortunately not. The points go to both Andrew and Taylor, as it was 7, and I evilly bumped him off.
Other.
So 1 point each for that one, as you were each 1 off. Andrew goes to 8, Taylor goes to 3. But that's the end of Andrew going first. So for this next one, it's Gerard first, Taylor second, Andrew third. And the question for this one is, how many unique Dreamgate champions have there been? So not how many reigns have there been, but how many different people have held the championship. So that's open the Dreamgate championship. So Gerard first.
I'm going to say 14.
Ooh, not quite correct. Taylor.
I'm gonna say 15.
Still not quite there. Andrew?
16.
Well, it's unfortunate that you're in the lead, and now you're even further in the lead, as that natural ladder up has taken you to the correct answer, and you've got yourself 10 points in total now. It is indeed 16 unique Dreamgate champions, with Aeta being the 16th. Gerard first on this one, followed by Andrew, followed by Taylor. Since the name change to the World Tag League, so not including the G1 Tag League or all the stuff before that, how many individuals can claim to be winners? So Gerard is up first on this one.
Individuals?
Uh-huh.
Since the name change. 16?
That is not the correct answer, but it could end up being the closest, who knows. Next, Andrew on this one.
Let's go with 10.
Well, he's nailed it again, ladies and gentlemen. We don't
What?
call
I
him
did?
we don't call him the AI for nothing.
Jesus Christ, that was a guess. Jesus.
It's Evil Sonada, Goto Anderson, Shibata, Gallows. Who am I missing? Honma,
Makabe and
Makabe,
Hanma.
and then 2 other people who I'm forgetting.
Juice and Finley.
There we go. Most recent one, and one of the more forgettable ones, which is saying a lot. Actually, no, it was kind of good, but yeah. Anyway, so that's another 2 points for Andrew. I think we may have our winner, but we'll play to a finish. This next one, Taylor is going first on. How many wrestlers have won both the GHC Junior and Heavyweight belts?
Heavyweight singles belts?
Yes, singles for both titles, yeah.
I'm gonna say 6.
It's not dead on, so we move to Gerard for this one.
4?
Also not dead on. We land on Andrew.
I can only think of 3, so I'll go with 3.
The actual answer is 5. You managed to dodge it, so the points 1 each to Gerard and Taylor. It's Marufuji, Kenta, Ogawa, Sugiura, and Nakajima.
Segura, I forgot he was a junior. That's right.
It's weird looking at him now, thinking that man was a junior.
I forgot to count Ogawa as the GHC champion.
Yeah, weird one, that one. But yes, did hold that belt. And and we move to our final question. Taylor going first on this one as well. How many wins in Lucha de Apuestas matches has Atlantis had in his career?
I'm gonna say, that sounds like a good number that I like. I'm gonna say 18.
18. Well, Taylor, you have absolutely nailed it on the dot.
Hey, how about that?
2
What?
points go to you. Lucha expert, clearly. Strong finish.
Of course.
Strong finish to the show. As you get 6 points and claim second place. But yeah, there we are. Congratulations to Andrew for winning. You've earned yourself a title shot. And as such, you get first dibs on the plugs.
Sure. Well, I host a podcast here on the Voices of Wrestling Podcast Network. It's called Music of the Mat. It is a wrestling music podcast. It comes out every other Tuesday or so. The next episode is coming out this Tuesday, actually. It's going to be me and Sean Cedar talking about the themes of Batista, which should be a lot of fun. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew T. Rich. You can follow the podcast on Twitter at Music of the Mat. I write occasionally for Voices of Wrestling as well. So voicesofwrestling.com. And yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, Taylor, I know you have a pick'em that you want to push people towards, so plug away.
Yeah. So at this point, you should get it in now. I host a podcast also on the Voices of Wrestling podcasting network called Jumping Bomb Audio, where we cover the entire world of Joshi. That comes out every other Monday. We have an episode coming up this Monday where we'll be covering Stardom's 5-Star Grand Prix, the Tokyo Joshi Princess Cup, the big Ice Ribbon Yokohama show that's happening tonight. We have a Voices of Wrestling and Jumping Bomb Audio is sponsoring a 5-Star Grand Prix Pick'em that you can join. You want to get those in ASAP because the tournament has started. But if you win, you get a $50 gift certificate to Pro Wrestling Tees. So a pretty exciting prize. And check out that podcast.
It'll be all the more impressive if someone manages to win the pick'em from half a day behind or whatever. Yeah, thanks for joining, Taylor. Always a pleasure. There we go. And Gerard, do you have anything you would like to plug?
Yeah, follow my All Japan coverage on Voices of Wrestling. We'll be covering the Champion Carnival now that the dates and the participants are out. And next week, I have a multi-part series covering in honor of 10 years since his last match, looking at some of Toshiaki Kawada's best matches from the 2000s after the Noah split.
Look forward to reading that one. Big Kawada fan here. It's going to be a real busy time in Puro in the next couple weeks to months with Champion Carnival, N1, G1. So we've rapidly gone from no Japanese wrestling to all the Japanese wrestling in a few weeks. I don't envy you covering all of that, but yeah, thanks for coming on, Gerard.
Awesome. Thanks for having me anytime.
Bye-bye. And then Andrew, do you have any words? I know you've got work at some point, but if you have some time, do you have any words ahead of your championship match with Liam, which we'll be scheduling at some point?
Oh, Liam, listen, I give you all the credit in the world. You are a strong champion. You made your first defense. It's in the books. Congratulations. But all good things must come to an end. Because now I got my key. And what do you do with keys? You open doors. And I'm opening my door to becoming the second and last, by the way, Voices of Wrestling Quiz League champion. You can bring your smarts. You can bring your Irish accent. Is he Irish? I think he's Irish, right?
I think he's Australian.
Australian, sorry. You can bring your Australian accents. I mixed these up, sorry. And you can bring your effortless charm. But when it gets down to the final matters, there's only going to be one winner between you and me. And guess what, pal? It's going to be me. And in the words of Sexy Saya Sonata. See you next time.
What an outro! What an outro!
Sorry about mixing up your nationality, by the way. I do apologize for that sincerely. Sorry about that.
People like the Irish, so mixing up with Irish is
there's a lot. To be fair, there's a lot like here, like Alan Lee. I mean, there's a lot of Sarah, the Sarahs, of course. I mean, there's a lot of Irish in our general scope, so it's hard to keep them all straight at times. But
I feel I feel as a general rule, people like if you mix someone up with being English and they weren't English, people can not be happy about that one. But Irish are pretty well liked worldwide, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on, Andrew.
Thank you. Yeah, this is a lot of fun and
always a pleasure.
Yep, it's a lot of fun, and I do look forward to facing up against Liam. He's a great guy and a good pal, and good competition as well. And thank you to Taylor and Gerard as well. They're good competition too. So looking forward to it.
Okay, see ya, Andrew.
Bye-bye.
See you in 2 weeks or so. Okay, thank you everybody for watching. I'm being asked, when is the Trios tournament? Well, we still only had 3 teams sign up, so doesn't really work too well to do a Trios tournament with 3 teams. So basically, I'm not sure. Depends if there's interest. I think I'm going to be putting out like if I remember to, and you guys can probably just remind me to if I forget. I'll put out like a forum, what's it called, like a Google Forms thing to sign up for people who want to sign up. Hopefully, get a couple sign-ups that way. Because at the moment we've only got the Irish team, the team of JRJ, and who else was in that one? JRJ, Danny, and one of Danny's friends, and then also an international team representing Voices of Wrestling, who to be honest, I forget the exact combination, but it's I think Paul was on there. I think Ricardo was on there. Maybe Gerard was the last one. I don't remember. But yes, there is going to be one of them. So if anybody else does want to get in on that, just send me a message, send me a DM with your team members, and that will, you'll take the 4th slot, or if there end up being more, we might stretch to 8. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, as always, for watching. I will be hanging out in the Discord for a little bit afterwards. You can follow me on Twitter at the Wrestle Quiz for updates for when we're going to be going live. You can also click the follow button below. Yeah, bit of a shorter one this week, but yeah, do quizzes need to be multiple hours long? No, they don't. So, bye. See you probably in 2 weeks' time.